A new calendar year, new NCAA season, several individual stars, and two top 12 teams here tonight to kick off the season. Number 7 Alabama playing host to number 12 Michigan State from Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Hi everyone, and welcome. Steve Schlanger alongside the world champion and former NCAA champion Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, it is simply hard to match the downright excitement that everyone feels for the opening night of the season.
Absolutely. These athletes are feeling every emotion possible. They're excited, they're nervous. The excitement that is just oozing out of them. But this is the moment that they will never forget. This is the moment they've worked all of preseason for, and I know that they're going to lay it all out on the floor tonight.
And a lot falls on the shoulders of two sophomores for Michigan State on the road, both from Northern Illinois as they come here into Alabama.
Gabrielle Stevens, she is outstanding for Michigan State. And Skyla Schulte. These two are the dynamic duo their freshman year, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. They bring it every weekend, and they are just so fun to watch.
And for Alabama, a new coach, but a familiar face in Ashley Johnston, the former All-American and national champion, as we now get set to send you to the PA announcer Tony Giles for the national anthem and starting lineups.
Now to our America, please stand with hats off and hands over hearts for our national anthem, performed by Miss University of Alabama, Ibby Dixon.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's meet our visitors from Michigan State University. A freshman from West Bloomfield, Michigan, Nikki Smith. A freshman from Crossville, Michigan, Sage Kellerman. A freshman from Holland, Michigan, Stephanie Lebster. A freshman from Statesville, North Carolina, Olivia Zermani. A sophomore from Bolingbrook, Illinois, Skyla Schulte. A sophomore from Austin, Texas, Lauren Shue. A sophomore from North Reading, Massachusetts, Katie Sawyer. A sophomore from Elgin, Illinois, Gabby Stephen. A junior from Leslie, Michigan, Delaney Harkness. A junior from Boynton Beach, Florida, Bailey Garcia. A junior from Corona, California, Gianna Khalifi. A junior from Westerville, Ohio, Sydney Hayashi. A junior from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, Naomi German. A senior from Haslett, Michigan, Jory Jackard. A senior from West Bloomfield, Michigan, Nia Smith. And a senior from Corinth, Texas, Tori Loomis. Michigan State is led by assistant coach Devin Wright, associate head coach Nicole Jones, and head coach Mike Rowe. Let's welcome the Alabama Crimson Tide gymnastics team. Coleman Coliseum, please welcome our freshmen. Joining the Tide from Spring, Texas, Karis German. Hailing from Greensboro, North Carolina, Gabby Gladio. From Homedale, New Jersey, Zoe Gravier. All the way from Pleasanton, California, Lillian Lewis. Joining the Crimson Tide from Mooresville, North Carolina, Lauren Little. And from Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan, Rachel Reinecke. And now our sophomores. A 2022 Scholastic All-American from Ramsey, New Jersey, Corinne Banogan. An All-American in the all-around, 2022 SEC All-Freshman Team member, and 2022 Scholastic All-American from Fleming Island, Florida, Lily Hudson. And a 2022 Scholastic All-American hailing from Tampa, Florida, Jordan Paradise. Let's welcome the juniors. A Scholastic All-American, SEC Uneven Bars champion, two-time All-SEC team member, and 2021 SEC All-Freshman team member from Columbus, Ohio, Shania Adams. A two-time Scholastic All-American from Westchester, Pennsylvania, Cameron Machado. And a two-time Scholastic All-American from Los Angeles, California, Isabella Martin. Now the seniors. An NCAA champion on the balance beam, 2021 Honda Award finalist, 12-time All-American, 3-time Scholastic All-American, 2021 SEC Gymnast of the Year, and 2-time All-SEC team member from Dallas, Texas, senior Luisa Blanco. A 3-time Scholastic All-American from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, senior Ella Burgess. A 4-time All-American on the uneven bars, 2-time Scholastic All-American, the 2021 SEC Uneven Bars champion, and a 2-time All-SEC team member from Pickerington, Ohio, senior Makari Doggett. A 2-time Scholastic All-American from right here in Tuscaloosa, 5th-year senior, Sania Mitchell. A 2-time Olympian, World Championship silver medalist on the vault, 2-time All-American, 2-time All-SEC team member, and a 4-time Scholastic All-American from Vancouver, British Columbia, 5th-year senior, Shalyn Olsen. And a 3-time Scholastic All-American from Rochester, Michigan, senior Mate Walagora. The Alabama Crimson Tide is coached by student coach Emily Gaskins, volunteer assistant coach Kiana George, assistant coaches Gina Quinlan and Justin Spring, and your head coach is Ashley Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama Gymnastics.
They are fired up in Tuscaloosa. We are just about set. Michigan State and Alabama join us at the top of the hour over on SEC Network as we kick off the season with number 7 taking on number 12. It's the first Friday of 2023, and that means a new season of NCAA gymnastics set to ring in the new year, and what better place than Bama? Coleman Coliseum, where it's number 12 Michigan State going head-to-head with number 7 Alabama. Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Steve Schlanger with the world champion Bridget Sloan. Glad to have you with us. And Bridget, it is almost impossible to match the excitement that all of these athletes, the fans, the coaches, all feel for opening night.
I can only imagine how that arena is right now, because this moment is what these athletes have worked for their entire preseason. They're nervous, they're excited, the adrenaline is going, but one thing is for sure, they are ready.
And even though it's just the season opener, these two schools have some recent history with one another. In fact, they went head-to-head in the final meet of last season in the NCAA West Regionals, as it was Michigan State winding up in third just behind Alabama, where they finished second up in Seattle. But a sensational finish for both programs, as Michigan State had the best team score in program history at that regional final in Seattle. Alabama had their best ever postseason score, so both finishing on a high note last year and now trying to bring that momentum through the preseason and into this new year with such high expectations. A lot of returning scorers, top athletes, both schools with depth, and they are ready to roll with this new season. And in this first rotation on vault to begin things, it is Shalyn Olson, the fifth-year senior from Vancouver, and a world champion silver medalist from 4 years ago.
Big vault here. Yurchenko full, has the capability of doing a double full, takes that step back, does the Yurchenko full. That's a 9.95 start value. Like you said, Steve, this is the first meet of the season. And gymnastics, it's a long season, so you got to keep these athletes healthy. Bama doing just that.
Mike Rowe in his sixth year, a National Coach of the Year from last year. His ninth year on the staff. He's also an alum of Michigan State and a native of nearby Lowell, which is just about 50 miles west of Lansing. So very much a hometown guy coaching at Michigan State. As we move over to the Spartans and on bars to begin things, Jory Jackert getting things started.
Could not save that, failed a handstand, quickly recovers. Jory
like her coach.
Senior.
I was going to say, like her coach, also just coming from a town outside of Lansing. And this is her best apparatus, as we now get set to take a look at the first-year Alabama coach, who was a familiar face to the program, Ashley Johnston, the All-American and two-time NCAA national champion, native of Cincinnati, who came here to Alabama to be the head coach for the first time after spending 4 years at Auburn, was also an assistant at Illinois, but now in her first year, in her first ever head coaching job. What must that be like for her coming back to this program here?
Gotta be amazing.
Makari Doggett next up on vault.
Wow. Huge 1.5. She had a lot of problems in warm-up with that Yurchenko 1.5. That's a 10-0 start value. You saw that is a blind landing, so she has no idea when that ground is going to be there. Does a great job. Excellent height. Had a little bit too much power there. Just takes the step forward, but overall a nice start for Makari.
Doggett, the senior from just southeast of Columbus, Ohio, won 6 event titles a year ago. Her teammate, Shalyn Olson, with a score of 9.85 in the first vault of the meet. And now we swing back over to bars, and one of the individual stars that we expect to feature here this evening, Gabby Stephen, coming up. And Gabby, the sophomore from just west of Chicago, first team All Big Ten a year ago.
Gabby is an outstanding athlete on all 4 events. And I loved watching her last season because every routine, it seemed like it was a surprise. She would end her routine with the biggest smile, and she would get these amazing scores, and she has so much talent. And I feel like Mike does an excellent job of keeping them held back and making sure that they are peaking at just the right time.
Now, in addition to Steven, Skyla Schulte is also a sophomore, also one of the individuals to watch for tonight. But Steven could be leading them and setting the tone on several of these different events that we'll see here this evening.
Skyla and Gabby, the two dynamic duo of last season going into this year.
All right, we have a judges conference going on right now. As I mentioned at the top, Michigan State coming off their best season in program history. They set a new program high in every event at the NCAA West Regionals in Seattle, had their best team score that they've ever had, qualified for the postseason for the first time since 2016, ended the season with a program record ranking of number 9 in the nation, and they begin this new season ranked 12th, which is their best ever preseason ranking in the last 2 decades. So this is really a high watermark for this Spartan program, and now hoping to get off to a start that supports the advertising coming into the season. As we now see Steven on the bars after Jackert posts a score of 9.7 to kick things off for this Spartan team.
So far, so good. Very clean lines. Gabby has excellent lines on uneven bars. In the dismount, she's got a huge half in, half out. Just the hop on the landing, but we talk about the coaches conference that happened right before she went. That can be very challenging mentally for an athlete, and Gabby took it by storm, did an excellent job, and is getting this Spartan team right back on track. And take another look at this dismount. She flies so high and gets such distance. Half in, half out. Just the hop on the landing. Really a great job for Gabby.
All right, now back over to the vault. This is Lily Hudson, the native of Florida, after Makari Doggett had a score of 9.9 as the last athlete to come through. That's the best score so far.
And Lily with another Yurchenko, 1.5, a 10-0 start value. Alabama has the capability of having almost all 6 of these vaulters have a 10-0 start value. Nice form throughout the vault, just the hop on the landing, but you take a look, her block is incredible. She gets such height, great distance. Really nice job.
Lily Hudson competing in the all-around here this evening. She was the Alabama Newcomer of the Year last season and SEC All-Freshman team. Was an All-American in the all-around as well, with Olivia Zarmani, the freshman from Statesville, North Carolina, coming up next for this Michigan State program that has several freshmen on the roster this season to complement several returning athletes from last year's very experienced and decorated squad.
And Olivia has an impressive combination. Nice floaty pack salto. But right here, she's going to go Chapash and then Ginger in between the bars. Very difficult, does it effortlessly. Just a freshman, and watching her in warm-ups, it was like I was watching a senior. And a stuck landing, wow. This is her debut in the college scene, and what a way to start. And this dismount, a very nice double layout. Good form throughout, just a little leg separation, but sticks that landing. No question there.
So they've got a 9.7
freshman.
and a 9.725. Jackert and Steven. We'll see what Zarmani gets. Meanwhile, we're back over on the vault where they've gone 9.85, 9.9, and 9.85 with Luisa Blanco up next.
And a Yurchenko, 1.5, a hop backwards. Her shoulders were a little bit behind her body, which is why she had to take that hop backwards. Judges will take off, but overall, Alabama is doing an outstanding job on vault. Luisa's so beautiful on vault. From her execution, that body is just flat as a board.
Now she is the SEC Gymnast of the Year from last season, a first-team All-American on the vault. Senior from Dallas. As we switch back over to the bars here for Skyla Schulte, a sophomore from Bolingbrook, a town in northern Illinois, and coming off Olivia Zarmani, the freshman, who just had a 9.825, highest score so far on bars here in this first rotation for Michigan State.
Skyla, very aggressive, a little rushed on those cast handstands, not quite in that handstand position, but wow, that double layout is huge. Her teammates giving her all the high fives, well-deserved. Micro talked to us about how he's really emphasizing on uneven bars to be patient, not to rush. Sometimes you just get a little excited and the rushing just kind of happens, but Skyla did an excellent job ending with that double layout.
Was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year a season ago, second team All-America. And now Jordan Paradise, the sophomore from Tampa, after Luisa Blanco had a 9.875 a moment ago here on vault for Alabama.
And another Yurchenko 1.5. Not quite seeing the stuck landings, but it is very early. So early, it's the first meet of the season. The sticks will come, but the execution that Alabama is showing on vault right now, they're getting the height, they're getting the distance, and they have great form throughout. Spots that landing, just a really nice job. Little leg separation if I'm being super picky, which the judges are normally.
This was one of those events that head coach Ashley Johnston said she was really excited about, to see what her Alabama squad could do on vault. Good start for them. Now Nikki Smith, the freshman, up next on the bars for the Spartans after Skyla Schulte had a 9.8 just a moment ago.
Nikki showcasing these lines, perfect cast handstand. And again, another huge dismount here. Wow, I think we're gonna break into the 9.9s here with that routine. Just a freshman and competing again like a veteran. She's gonna do a chapash up to the high bar, pack salto back to the low bar. She was a little over on that low bar, but found it right back and then sticks that double layout. Wow.
Her sister, of course, also on the team, the senior Nia Smith. Well, we finish things up on the vault for Alabama in this first rotation. Gabby Gladio, the freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yurchenko 1.5. You see how far she got from the vault. Excellent distance. Just a hop to the side, which is a new deduction, actually direction. See what the judges have to say about this. But again, 10-0 start value. Blind landing, and her teammates so excited for her, making her debut for this Alabama vault lineup.
A Junior Olympics national vault champion from just a few years ago. A regional vault champion as well 4 years ago. Delaney Hartness, the junior now from Michigan State. Final of the athletes here on bars. And a reminder, as it is 6 athletes per event, they will take the top 5 scores after each rotation.
Delaney is so patient with her swing. A little hop on that landing, but a very, very clean set. Michigan State did an excellent job. Jory Jackard had a little bit of a mess up on the beginning, but they got it right back. And that is what you want to see in your team. You've got 6 athletes competing, 5 scores count. You would have never known that there was any sort of mistake early in the lineup. Michigan State making quite the impact on this first rotation.
Meanwhile, for Alabama, all of their vault scores in excess of 9.8 here in this first rotation. Nikki Smith, the most recent on bars for Michigan State prior to Hartness, with a score of 9.875, and now just Delaney Hartness, a score left to be posted. Hartness, who was the best gymnast for the Spartans last year on bars, as we now welcome in Alabama coach Ashley Johnston. Well, coach, first rotation in your first job as a head coach back at your alma mater. Your impressions so far?
You know, I'm really proud of this group. They've done a great job of just taking a deep breath, settling in, and doing what they know how to do. And so I'm really proud of this start, and now it's time to move to bars. And again, take a deep breath and just do what they know how to do.
And Ashley, you have to be just so impressed with your team right now. They came out on vault, really a challenging event. What did you tell your team in the huddle, and what did you tell them to get ready for bars?
You know, our whole goal right now is to commit to the approach, and that means committing to breathing, committing to their corrections, committing to just doing, again, what they know how to do, what they've done in practice, and that's going to be our same mentality as we go over to bars.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck as the evening unfolds.
Thank you so much.
All right, so number 7, Alabama has the lead on Michigan State here. One rotation now in the rear view here in the season opener from Tuscaloosa. Going to the second rotation and led by first-year head coach Ashley Johnston, who is an All-American and also was part of the 2 most recent Alabama national championship teams from just about a decade ago, 2011 and 2012. And she was very integral to winning that most recent national title for Alabama back in 2012. And those are 2 of 6 titles that this program has won in their history. And this was Johnston being interviewed after that 2012 performance that helped clinch that banner.
All right, what was it like when you nailed that final routine and wrapped up the national championship?
That final moment was just filled with complete gratitude for everybody that was involved with this process, from the medalist club to all the fans, the team, the coaches, support staff, trainers, everybody. They just played such a huge role in creating this. It wasn't just us, and it was just such a proud moment, I think, for all of us that we truly worked together and created, that night, that outcome, and one of the most rewarding feelings I've ever felt.
And Bridget, she seemed pretty calm when we spoke to her a few moments ago, but imagine the emotion she must be feeling coming back here, first night as a coach at a program where she had such a decorated career.
It's such a full circle moment, and it's such an exciting moment for her and just all the feelings. I can only imagine what it's like being a head coach as an athlete, but she's going to do a great job with this team. I just know it.
All right, so Ashley Johnson getting set to watch her Alabama Crimson Tide on bars coming up next. Michigan State will be on the vault when the second rotation commences from Coleman Coliseum in just a moment.
Michigan State's going to be so fun. I actually have a couple of old teammates on that team, so I'm excited.
They are so fun. I actually got to compete with one of the girls at Nationals, and their energy is amazing, so I know it's going to be a really fun meet.
And now set for the second rotation with Alabama leading after the opening rotation here over number 12 Michigan State. Friday Night Heights is back for a new season, first Friday of the new year, and kicking off this season right with a matchup of 2 top 12 teams basically every week. It's top-ranked programs going head-to-head. That's the great thing about this sport and about this evening, as Michigan State kicks things off on vault to begin this second rotation. Nia Smith is up first, and we saw her younger sister, the freshman Nikki Smith, at the end of that first rotation on bars for the Spartans. So now Nia gets her shot, leading things off here in rotation number 2.
Nia is very dynamic here. Yurchenko full, just the pike down on that landing. Would love to see her keep those hips open throughout the vault, but a nice start getting this Spartan team going on vault. Her job is to get the ball rolling and get the momentum, and she did just that. Right there, just that pike down and a hop on the landing. But overall, a really, really solid start for Nia and for these Spartans.
Smith, a senior now, but she won the vault in her Spartan debut as a freshman several years ago. Now Jordan Paradise beginning things on the bars here for the Crimson Tide.
The line change, Jaeger. Very nice. Bailed a handstand, held that handstand, so the judges knew not to take any deduction there. And double layout for a dismount. Just the shuffle of the feet on the landing, but nice start for Jordan. And take a look. Catches that Jaeger, goes right into her handstand, a little short. Got to get those shoulders over the bar just a little bit more, but right there, that bailed a handstand. There was no deduction in my opinion.
Alabama very deep on bars. Their top 6 scores from last season coming back this season. Now Skyla Schulte up next on vault for the Spartans. Nia Smith began things with a 9.8. As Schulte looks to back that up and elevate their performance here as they look to climb back in this meet, trailing after the first rotation.
Very nice, Yurchenko full. Just a hop on the landing, but great amplitude off the vault. She kept a nice body position throughout. And just controlling that landing. That is probably the hardest thing for Skyla, is controlling the energy and amplitude she gets. Not a bad thing to have, by the way, if you have a little too much juice in the tank.
Now Schulte, just a sophomore, but already Michigan State's record holder in the all-around, and also won the all-around at the regional finals last year in Seattle, where Michigan State finished 3rd. And now here is Lily Hudson on the bars for Alabama. And again, so deep, so talented. All of their top half-dozen scores from last season, trying to run it back here in 2023.
Lily finishing this routine. Blindfold, double tuck, stuck landing. A little rush throughout that bar routine. Want to see her hold those handstands and finish those glide kicks, but overall Lily is an outstanding athlete for this Crimson Tide. She competed in the all-around 8 times last season, which as an all-arounder, that is a lot. In this combination, she's going to do a blindfold, pirouette into her dismount, double tuck, and 6 that landing.
And Bailey Garcia, meanwhile, overall in the vault after Skyla Schulte posted a 9.825. So it's been a 9.8 and a 9.825 from Smith and Schulte, first 2 vaults, and now wait to see what Bailey Garcia will clock in at. She won the all-around in her first 2 meets as a freshman in college, going back 2 years ago. Now a junior from Boynton Beach, Florida. 2nd team All-Big Ten a season ago. As Maddie Walagora from Rochester, Michigan. Now coming up next, the senior. And an athlete that Ashley Johnston said pays attention to the details, all of the little things. She gets dialed in, nothing gets by her. The Junior Olympics all-around champion. So versatile, so experienced, and one of 6 different seniors on this Alabama roster. 4 traditional seniors and 2 fifth years.
Maddie is excellent on this event. Blind change into her Jaeger, right down to the low bar. Got to keep a strong body for that combination, and she does a great job in this dismount. She's going to do a full twisting double layout. Just a step on the landing, but what a great bar routine for Maddie. Career high of a 9.95. I don't think we're going to see, actually, I know we're not going to see that tonight. But a nice start, and this combo right down to the low bar. A little leg separation that we saw in the slow-mo, but luckily the judges do not get a replay in slow-mo, so I think she's in the clear.
Very strong senior class for this Crimson Tide group, and now Sage Kellerman, the freshman for Michigan State, will try to follow up what was a 9.825 for Bailey Garcia on vault a moment ago.
Big vault here. Front pike with a half. That is a 10-0 start value for Michigan State. Had some trouble in warm-up with that vault, but no trouble when it is game time. Nice amplitude and block, and finds that landing just to hop on there on the landing. But the teammates are excited, as they should be. We love to see a good 10-0 start value on vault.
Kellerman, the freshman from a town just about 80 miles north of Detroit, and she was a state vault champion in high school last year and a prep national runner-up in the vault as well. Cameron Machado, the junior from Pennsylvania, will be next up here on the bars for Alabama as they look to maintain their lead here in rotation 2.
Nice pack salto there. Gonna do a Shapash half here, which is called a Van Leeuwen. Right here, great height. Little short on that last cast handstand, but a toe full into a double tuck and a stuck landing. Can't ask for much more.
Wally Gora had a 9.8 just before her, and Machado trying to back that up.
Right here, this is called a Van Leeuwen from the amazing Laura Van Leeuwen, a Dutch gymnast. And teammates excited about that stuck landing. I say it every year, but sticks are contagious, and Alabama seems to have the bug.
Well, a moment ago, Sage Kellerman, the freshman, had the highest score so far for Michigan State on vault with a 9.9. Here's Nikki Smith.
That is a Yurchenko 1.5, a little lack of rotation. She had to take that step backwards, meaning that she didn't fully have the rotation. But what an outstanding vault lineup for Michigan State. Mixing it up. Just nice form throughout. You see she opened her arms a little early there, stopping her rotation, but stays on her feet and just gets that hop or that step backwards.
So both Smith sisters in this vault lineup for Michigan State, and one of 2 different pairs of sisters for the Spartans on their roster this year. Makari Doggett next up on the bars. Just a few moments ago, Machado posting a score of 9.850. And for both teams on vault and bars here in the second rotation, no athlete has been below a 9.8 in this rotation.
Beautiful Tkachev right down to a pack. Makari's goal is to get back in this all-around. But bars is her event in a stuck double layout dismount. Just an excellent performer. And Sarah Patterson in the crowd. Talk about a veteran. Her shoulders were a little over, but she fights for that stuck landing, making sure those judges cannot take off for that landing.
Now Doggett, the SEC bars champion last year, also an All-American on the apparatus each of the last 3 years. And now Gabby Stephen, final athlete here on the vault for the Spartans.
Wow. She had a 9.95 last year. This vault is only worth a 9.95, so that is the Yurchenko full. Gabby just does it so well. The height, the distance, the landing. I mean, she's like a dart. She goes up and just nails it. And keeps that body position. That is going to be a big score.
Now she posted the 3rd highest score in program history a year ago. So far, it's the freshman Sage Kellerman who has the best score in this second rotation on vault, a 9.9. We'll see what Stephen will get with Luisa Blanco finishing things up on the bars for Bama.
And Luisa is so elegant on this event. Exquisite toe point. And Shapash have another Van Leeuwen there, and just the dismount. Excellent job. Senior soaking up all the moments, all the emotions. She is just an outstanding athlete for Alabama and continues to exceed expectation.
Now she finished last year ranked 8th nationally on the bars. First team All-American. SEC Gymnast of the Year. Blanco has just about accomplished it all in her 4 years here in Tuscaloosa, the native of Dallas, finishing things here for Alabama in rotation number 2, as we now get set to visit with Mike Rowe, head coach for Michigan State. Coach, halfway through it here in the season opener, big smile on your face. What's your impressions of the way things have unfolded so far?
We just want to get better. We just want to get better, and we're doing all right now. I think we rushed some handstands on bars and took some hits there, but we've been working really hard on sticking dismounts early in the season this year, and I was really pleased with that. Coming back on vault, the vault used to be one of our weaker events. We got a lot of good things going on. Really excited and happy with what we saw today, what they demonstrated today, first meet out.
And Coach, you ended that vault rotation. That was a lights out vault rotation for you guys. Outstanding job. Now heading to floor, ending on beam. What did you tell your team in the huddle?
Well, other than very, very, very pleased with what they've done so far, we're going to what is typically our best event. And they know what they can do there, what they're capable of doing there, and continuing to do there. We're just excited to get there and show you all what they've been working so hard on, because it's electric. It looks really good.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mike Rowe's Spartans gaining somewhat in that second rotation, but still trailing Alabama in the season opener. 2 rotations down, 2 left to go as he hit the midway point here in Tuscaloosa. Was unbeaten at home last year and trying to pick up where they left off by winning the season opener, leading after 2 rotations over Michigan State in Tuscaloosa this evening. And before this meet, we had a chance to sit down with the Crimson Tide and talk about expectations for this upcoming season.
For me, I think my main goal is just to be able to compete all around again. I've been trying for a long time, and injuries just, keep coming up. Team, I want to make it to the Final Four at the national championship, which is very doable.
I think just taking in every moment, meeting every opportunity just with a fresh start and with optimism and, growing with everything. Life happens, but it's all about how you approach it and how you respond. So just meeting every moment, especially because it's my senior year, so taking it all in.
I think I'm just excited for this year to just build from last year, because this team really has so much to give, and I think I'm just excited to see it all come together.
I'm just most looking forward to spending this last year here at Alabama Gymnastics with my sisters and my teammates, and to hopefully win a national championship with them, and as well as SECs, because those moments are so special and we can celebrate all the hard work that we have put in to be here and just to celebrate us.
Playing host to number 12 Michigan State. The Crimson Tide with the lead after the first rotation. The Spartans sliced into it somewhat in that second rotation, and now on to rotation number 3 here as we move into the second half of this meet. And Bridget, it's interesting, so much excitement, so many nerves, so much intensity on this opening night. How do these athletes deal with it? How do you harness all of that energy and channel it in the proper way?
You take a lot of deep breaths and a lot of just finding where your inner zone is. These athletes do such a great job in practice, and you can't think of a meet as anything different. It's just another routine, and I think head coach Ashley is going to teach her team very quickly that that is exactly what it is. Just another beam routine, just another meet.
And Lily Hudson first up on the beam here for Alabama. And what have you noticed so far? We've seen 2 rotations. What has stuck out about the meet overall in your mind, Bridget?
It looks exactly how a first meet should. A little rushy here and there for some athletes. Not a lot of stuck landings on vault, but you should not be perfect. And everything is going to come exactly as it should. Balance beam is a make or break event, and right now Lily Hudson, her job is to start this Crimson team off and keep that ball rolling. Set the tone and just do your normal. side aerial. I love how aggressive she is with her finishes, right down to her fingertips. Just the dismount, round off, 1.5 twist, hop on the landing, but an amazing start for Alabama. Amazing job for Lily. She is a veteran in the all-arounder, and this first leadoff position can be so nerve-wracking, but it is such a powerful position to have. Lily controls those nerves and does a fabulous job. Right here, handspring layout, step out. And a great job with her facial expressions and the choreography. Beam is all about the dance, the rhythm, all coming together.
Lily Hudson, meanwhile, sitting second in the all-around to Luisa Blanco at this point, midway through the competition, as we're over on floor for the first time, and Bailey Garcia.
Floor exercise is such a fun event for these athletes. You can almost transport yourself into a different world when you're competing on floor, whatever character you want to be. Nice combination pass.
Of all the events, it's really the one where you can engage the crowd, your teammates, and channel all of the energy and the excitement the best, right?
Absolutely. It's a lot more fun when you're in front of your home crowd, but let me tell you, it's fun. If you can get an away crowd into your floor routine, you're doing it right. Double pike, a little wonky on that landing, but stays on her feet. And just a gorgeous routine. Alina Cartwright does the floor choreography, and she does an amazing job with every single athlete. Very nice shout out to her and her ability. And this final tumbling pass, double pike, she's a little low and just a little soft on the landing, but pops up, trying to make the least amount of deduction, and head coach Mike Rowe very pleased with that start.
And now Makari Doggett, who already here this evening has posted a 9.9 on bars. So off to a good start in her first meet of the season.
Very nice, very fluid handspring layout, step out.
How difficult is it to be expressive and really show your personality when you're thinking about everything you technically have to do on the beam here?
It is challenging, yes. I don't think it gets enough credit for the expressions that these athletes give, while also I can only imagine what is going on in their head, all the mental cues. A nice split jump into a swing down. Just the dismount here for Makari. Round off 1.5. Slight hop on the landing, but a gorgeous routine. Really, really nicely done.
All SEC each of the last 2 years, and one of 4 returning All-Americans to this Alabama squad. And they have a terrific mix of veterans who are extremely accomplished, as well as newcomers with a lot of promise. 6 freshmen on the roster, and as I mentioned earlier, 6 different seniors, and then the 4 returning All-Americans. So it's quite a balanced and decorated roster for Alabama coming into the new year, as we move back over to the floor and Nia Smith.
First pass, front through to double tuck. Excellent control on that. Naya just has so much fun on floor. Head coach Mike Rose said, floor is all about bringing out that personality. The choreography, the tumbling, excellent. Another combination pass, 1.5 to front layout. Final pass for Naya, round off back handspring, double pike. Little short, had to take that hop forward, but stays on her feet. And ends it with an excellent routine. Senior Naya Smith, so fun to watch. And second pass here, round off 1.5 into her front layout, finds that landing. Finishes with this double pike. Just a little short, takes that step forward. But not a bad job for Naya.
And now Shellen Olsen, the two-time Olympian, fifth-year senior from Vancouver. Two-time All-SEC. And Bridget, I'm curious, when you were competing and you had a season opener like this, what was the one event you look forward to doing to get the season going, and what was the most challenging in the season opener?
Well, I think for me personally, beam was always really fun for me. I love balance beam. Floor exercise was always a challenge. I was not the best with my cardio as an athlete, so we struggled there a little bit, but it was just so fun to get out in front of a crowd. And Shellen has so much experience that she brings to this Alabama team, not just with college, with the elite Olympics. I mean, she is truly an athlete that you don't find very often. And having her as a grad student here, showing these freshmen what they are capable of. She's a great leader. Dismount, back handspring, double pike. Just a hop on the landing, but what a huge dismount. Nice job for the grad student, Shellen Olsen. This is a very, very challenging dismount. This is a dismount you would actually see in the Olympics more than likely. It is a back handspring step out, back handspring 2 feet, double pike. Separates her legs just a little bit from that angle, but finds that landing and does a great job.
And of course, she's not the only one who has the experience at the major international level on the Olympic stage and also performs in college. We're seeing it more and more. And it's also something where a lot of these athletes, Bridget, have said that they almost enjoy the NCAAs better because of the camaraderie, the family feeling and the atmosphere, as opposed to just the pressure of an Olympic stage.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing like competing in the NCAA.
Delaney Hartness.
Nice first pass there. Tuck full in. Head coach Mike Rose said they have 5 tumbling passes in this floor lineup, which is remarkable. That's how you get the big scores. Big passes and good landings.
So far, they have a 9.675 from Bailey Garcia and a 9.750 from Naya Smith. Losing ground to Alabama here in this third rotation overall.
Front through to double tuck. Little short, little loose on that landing, but finds it, stays on her feet. And a nice floor exercise routine for Delaney.
And Well, we have a college basketball quadruple header tomorrow on the SEC network, and capped off by a huge game as we've got Arkansas taking on number 22 Auburn. It's the 13th ranked Razorbacks taking on the 22nd ranked Tigers, with coverage at 8:30 Eastern here on the SEC network. Alabama extending their lead here. Shallon Olsen had a 9.775 a moment ago on beam, and now Maddie Wally-Gora coming up next for Bama here.
Full turn, no problem there.
Alabama 5th in the nation at the end of last year here on the beam.
Little balance check there, but gets it right back. Saw that foot come off the beam. Nice side aerial right over the top. Little balance check. Looks like she's rushing those finishes just a little bit. Got to absorb those landings.
Two years ago, she won this balance beam in her first time competing in the event.
A nice finish for Maddie, but just a few balance checks throughout. You saw that she just wasn't holding those finishes, causing her to have the balance checks. But again, you're going to see 6 athletes compete, 5 scores will count, so that will probably be a score that they look to drop.
Delaney Harkness had a 9.775 on the floor for Michigan State, and now Gabby Stephen up next as the Spartans hit the midpoint of their floor routine. 3 athletes down, 3 still to go, and the first team all Big Ten from last year. Hoping for a big score here. Looking to hit 9-8 for the first time on floor here tonight.
If anyone can do it for this Spartan floor lineup, it is Gabby Stephen. Such a unique floor routine in the best way possible. I mean, she does it so perfectly. Huge front through to double pike. Just dynamic in all her lead combos. Gorgeous front double twist, so floaty, finds that landing. Absolutely stunning job for Gabby Stephen. Now, I'm not a judge, so they probably won't give it that 9-8, but that was very impressive. First meet of the season. And the choreography, she hit every single pose exactly on the beat, just really. And then ends it with a massive front double twist.
Now, last year she was the Big Ten Freshman of the Week 3 different times. So really burst onto the scene in East Lansing, didn't waste much time at all. Now, big expectations for her sophomore year with Gabby Gladio up next here on the beam for Bama. And again, a very strong event for them. They return their top 5 scores from last year in this event.
Gabby starting off with the series, handspring, layout 2 feet, just a little bit of a pike down. You know, in warm-ups, I wasn't sure if it was a pike or a layout, but she kept those hips open a lot longer, showing that laid out position. Gabriel into her beat jump. No movement there, showing that combination and that connection. Dismount, round off double tuck. Just a step on the landing, but just a freshman. These are the moments they will never forget. Your very first beam routine in front of your home crowd. Outstanding job for Gabby and a huge dismount here. Very difficult round off double tuck. Sees the landing and just the step. Overall, excellent job.
One of the half dozen freshmen being integrated into this Alabama squad, but they've all said that the seniors have been welcoming. Could certainly be daunting coming into such an accomplished program, but it's been a seamless transition. Now, it's Nikki Smith on the floor, where just before her, Gabby Stephen has the high score for the team on this event so far, a 9.9 just a few moments ago, and a score they desperately needed.
And a huge tuck full in. You know, the scores will build. So Nikki is set up for a big score here. All she has to do is her job. And watching her in warm-ups, she knows how to hit all her tumbling passes, stay in bounds, which is always important, and just help showcase the talent Michigan State has on their team this year.
Freshman was the national floor champion in high school, so certainly has the credentials here in this event.
1.5 to lay out. Good control there, and this is where she gets to have a lot of fun. Final pass for Nikki, round off back handspring, double tuck. Wow, excellent job for Nikki Smith, just a freshman, and competes like you would never know she's never competed in front of the NCAA stage. Second pass here, round off 1.5. Is a little over after that 1.5 into the layout, but gets it right back. And everybody loves it, as they should. This is such an exciting moment for Nikki and for this entire Spartan team. Gabby Stephen with a 9.9. She could get a 9.9 or better there.
And now over on the beam, Luisa Blanco, final gymnast here for Alabama, coming off a 9.825 from Gabby Gladio, so that means that it's likely that the Maddie Waligora 9.675 will be the score they drop here in this third rotation. Of course, this is the reigning, or I should say NCAA champion on the beam from 2 years ago.
Luisa is so elegant, so fierce. Could have been a big balance check there. You saw that front foot just slide a little bit, but again, her experience really kicks in. No issue getting it right back on track. Beautiful switch ring into beat jump. Just the extension she showcases is so beautiful to watch, and just the dismount. Round off 1.5 and sticks the landing. It's a blind landing, knows exactly where she is, and sticky feet are happening.
Top 10 in the nation last year on the beam, NCAA champion 2 years ago, and the All-America Luisa Blanco in the anchor spot on beam for Alabama.
And this dismount one more time, round off 1.5, blind landing, hits her feet and just does not move. Excellent work.
And now, last gymnast up on floor in this third rotation from Michigan State, it's Skyla Schulte. Their two best scores in this event have come with the two most recent athletes, Gabby Stephen and Nikki Smith.
This is where Skyla makes the job really easy. You just sit back and watch. She is so dynamic, so fun, and just such a performer out there. Just can't help but smile watching her perform. Big tumbling, great choreography that she truly enjoys, as you can see. Front through to double tuck, nails it. Wow. Head coach Mike Rowe, he's got to be happy with his team right now. Gabby Stephen with the 9.9, Nikki Smith with the 9.85. Skyla Schulte, see what she's going to get, but the scores are going up, which is what you want to see. In this first pass, this is a huge tuck full in. The round off back handspring, sees the landing. Incredible.
The Big Ten Freshman of the Year a season ago. Both of her parents are Michigan State alums. Her father wrestled as a Spartan, so no doubt about where she was going to go. And a good anchor performance, but it's Alabama still leading after 3 rotations. Luisa Blanco had a 9.9 on beam, best score of the rotation for the Crimson Tide, and Blanco also leading in the all-around with 1 rotation left to go from Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Kicking off here tonight, and how about this for a menu and a smorgasbord of gymnastics this season. All of the individual champions are back from last year. 3 U.S. World's team members competing here at the NCAA level, and we've got 30 regular season meets on the ESPN family of networks. We have got you covered. Fill up on your diet of gymnastics over these next few months, because it is a box office full of some of the top athletes in the nation, Bridget.
I mean, it's incredible the talent that is in this NCAA right now and the amount of exposure, the much needed and much approved exposure that gymnastics is getting. It just makes the sport so fun and showcases these athletes and all the talent that they have.
All right, poised for the 4th and final rotation when we continue. Michigan State on the beam and Bama on the floor from Tuscaloosa right after this. It blends nicely with gymnastics. Speaking of Alabama and Georgia, the Dogs and the Crimson Tide in these 2 sports, well, they put up some pretty impressive numbers over the years, haven't they, Bridget?
They really have, and you know, it's so exciting, the athletic ability in the SEC all around. I mean, it is just truly incredible what these athletes are capable of.
Alabama used to playing in January, though, in the national championship picture. Not the case this year. They would tell you otherwise. They would make their case, but unfortunately did not make the playoff this time around, and Georgia trying to make it back-to-back titles coming up on Monday. Meanwhile, Alabama here in gymnastics in the season opener from Tuscaloosa, trying to go wire to wire, leading after every rotation, and now trying to finish things off here on the floor to make it a clean sweep and win this season opener against number 12 Michigan State. It'll be Alabama on the floor, Michigan State on the beam here in this final rotation. And any opportunity in your mind for the Spartans here on the beam to charge back at this point? What do they have to do, and can they pull it off, do you think, Bridget?
I do. I think they just need to be clean, and this is where being patient You have to be patient with your skills, patient with and trust yourself. That is the biggest thing on balance beam. And just exude that confidence. I mean, these athletes do these routines all the time. And like I said, it's just another beam routine.
Gianna Khalifi here getting things started, the junior from Corona, California. Won the beam in her Spartan debut 2 seasons ago.
Very nice triple series. Saw back handspring, layout step out. Balance beam only 4 inches wide, and an event that really is make or break for most teams. When you're off, and when you're on, and it is very easy. Just the drop of the shoulder, which is why you see Gianna just trusting her ability, trusting herself. And a nice gainerful, excellent start for Michigan State. Very clean and concise, and she stayed on the balance beam.
Second team All Big Ten from a year ago. And one of the few athletes for the Spartans not from the state of Michigan. As we take a look at the lineup for Alabama here on the floor, Manny Waliguri will kick things off. And very talented athlete. When it comes to this floor routine, she actually was the floor champion at the Junior Olympics not too long ago.
And there is nothing like competing in front of your home crowd. Exciting moment for Maddie and this Crimson Tide team. Nice combo front layout to front double twist. Your teammates in the back. Everybody knows everybody's choreography. It's like a rite of passage. Final pass for Maddie. So far, so good. Round off 1.5 front layout. Excellent finish. Nice control. A nice start for Alabama, making it a lot tougher for Michigan State to pull ahead.
And the Michigan native trying to do it for the Crimson Tide here against the Spartans of Michigan State. As you take a look at the updated standings in the all-around, Luisa Blanco has been leading all the way. Doggett and Hudson, her teammates, in second and third at the moment here. Skyla Schulte coming up next on the beam. Schulte, the first Michigan State gymnast to ever earn All-America honors on the balance beam. And that came last year in her freshman season.
Just a slight balance check on that full turn. This is where Skylar really needs to hone in on trusting and really calming down. Balance beam is not an event you want to be super jittery and kind of all over the place, having too much energy sometimes. Switch half. You saw she had a little balance check in the beginning and added that beat jump to make sure she gets that combination. That was very smart thinking on her feet there.
Khalifi, her teammate, led things off with a 9.775. So Schulte would like a big score here.
Lots of balance checks there on that landing. Stays on the beam. You saw those hips turn as soon as she landed. And a nice dismount, just a few balance checks throughout. Again, early on in the season, gaining confidence on balance beam is very difficult, and it comes with repetition. You know, every year it's like you're starting with a clean slate, but right here, handspring layout, step out. She took that step backwards, and then those hips opened up to the side. And man, strong toes there, gripping that balance beam, making sure she doesn't fall off.
And that'll take us over to Shalyn Olson, the Vancouver native, on the floor for Alabama. And as we mentioned earlier, this is one of those athletes who has major experience at the top international level, but embracing the NCAA atmosphere, the family environment, and how that helps to elevate your performance as a gymnast.
Competed at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics for Canada. She's got the experience, and she brings it here for this Crimson Tide team. And a nice pike full in to start things off for Shalyn. We talk about experience, and it's just something that you can't teach. I mean, she brings it every weekend. She talks about how much she loves being with her Alabama family, and that really is what your team becomes. They are your family, whether you like it or not. It is a sisterhood that is hard to come by. Finishes with a front through to double tuck, a little short on that landing. Nice job for Shalyn Olson.
One of the aspects the coaching staff loves about her, including Ashley Johnston, her new head coach, is just her consistency. Day to day, meet to meet, event to event. They know what they're going to get out of her. And that's a huge relief. As a teammate, as a coach, you throw her out there and you know you're going to get a number that you like. Olivia Zarmani is next up on the balance beam in this final rotation for Michigan State, where they've had a 9.775 from Khalifi and a 9.750 from Skyla Schulte so far.
And a front toss into her back handspring. Nice combination there. Just a freshman competing for the first time at an away meet can be extremely challenging. Head coach Mike Rose said he wants to keep his athletes in the bubble. They're excited to be here competing, but they just need to focus on themselves.
The SEC bubble is a tough one to open your career in, isn't it? When you come to a place like this.
It can definitely be challenging, but it's always exciting. And dismount, ground off 1.5. Really, really nice job for just a freshman making her debut in this beam lineup.
Well, of course, gymnastics now at this time of year taking over the SEC network every Friday night. And coming up next week, our doubleheader will start in Columbia with number 9 Missouri hosting number 20 Georgia. And that's at 7 Eastern. And then this same Alabama team will go on the road for the first time to face number 15 Arkansas at the Barn in Fayetteville. So 2 good ones a week from tonight here on the SEC network. And Alabama hoping that they will take a 1-0 record with them to Fayetteville. So far, so good, leading after every event and trying to finish things off on the floor. This is Makari Doggett, also competing in the all-around and looking to finish things with a flourish on the floor in front of the home crowd.
Nice tuck full in. This is so exciting for Makari. She wanted to get back into this all-around for herself, for her team, and this is her time to shine.
She's already posted a pair of 9.9s tonight on vault and bars.
Trying to switch half there. Next tumble run. 1.5 front layout. And just a outstanding performer. Breaking into the all-around first meet of the season. It's gotta feel good. Finishes this outstanding floor routine with last pass here. Round off 1.5 front layout. Sees that landing. And coaches like it, as they should. Just an excellent performer and such a strong leader for this Alabama team.
Now they need a good score from Nia Smith here. They haven't hit the 9.8 mark yet on the balance beam. You've got Smith, Steven, and Garcia now left to go on the night here for this Michigan State squad.
Starting off series, handspring layout, step out in another balance check. Just got to be a little more solid with those landings, a little more solid with those, where those arms go.
How much of that is a function of first meet, nerves on the road, and how much is just a lack of execution you could see at any time?
It's a lot. I mean, it's definitely, you got to have the perfect storm of keeping those nerves under control and then getting the repetition. Again, it's your first time in front of the crowd in a long time. So there's going to be bumps in the road, but what's going to really matter for this Michigan State team is how they rebound from tonight. And that is to say, they've had a great meet so far. And a huge round-off double tuck. Really. But right here, you see, she took that step backwards and then went sideways. Not what you want to do. Doesn't touch the beam, so there is no major deduction, but each one of those steps is a couple tenths. And then just a step on the dismount. Again, gaining that confidence, it comes with repetition, and they're doing just that tonight.
Bakari Doggett had a 9.8 on the floor a moment ago, and now the freshman, Gabby Gladio.
Huge tuck pull in to start off for Gabby. She has had a fabulous night tonight.
She's not the all-around, but certainly has the potential, and watch for her as the meets and the seasons go by in her Alabama career.
And a front layout, front 1.5 into a split jump. Gets so much height. Excellent job for the freshman. Incredible. Look at that reaction. I mean, what a awesome night for her. First night competing in that Alabama leotard. It is something special. She is going to do big things in the future.
Now coming off a 9.625 from Nia Smith a moment ago on the beam. It's now Gabby Steven. Time running out here for this Michigan State squad. Gabby Stephen, one of the stars we highlighted coming in, the sophomore from a town just west of Chicago. Big Ten Freshman of the Week 3 times last year, and a lot expected from her this season as well. Had the second highest score in program history last year in this event as a freshman.
And Gabby's wanting to break into the 9.8. See a lot of 9.7s and a 9.625 from Naya. But right now, Michigan State should just be focusing on themselves and on their routines. It's not about winning tonight, it's about gaining confidence. And a very floaty back handspring layout step out right over the top. No balance checks. Gabby is such a fierce competitor on balance beam. And the dismount, round off, double full. I'm gonna give that a stuck landing. We call that the college stick. Not quite the hold, but she did turn and got those arms up for the salute. Really, really nice job for Gabby. In this series, handspring layout step out. Saw her arms follow through right over the top. And that Spartan shield. Very well deserved.
And now here is Luisa Blanco, who had 15 individual titles to lead the team a year ago. And now with this routine, can win this meet and post a score to win the all-around as well in this season opener.
Opens things up with a double pike. Luisa has been instrumental to Alabama's success. She is just rock solid, and she is so just fun to watch. I mean, she just brings the arenas to life. Very nice flexibility work there in her leaps. Gearing up for her final pass, final tumble run of the night. She needs a 9.925 to take the all-around. And she might have just gotten it because that was an outstanding performance for Luisa Blanco.
And just a 9.625 wins the meet for Alabama. That should certainly clinch it. Blanco, who was a finalist for the Honda Award just 2 seasons ago, always coming up big, always delivering, and once again, strong from start to finish here tonight on our home floor. As Bailey Garcia will be the final performer of the evening here on beam in this last rotation for the Michigan State Spartans.
She is coming after Gabby Stephen, 9.825, which is a very solid score for Gabby and this Michigan State team. Beautiful handspring layout, step out, so controlled and just elegant the way she moves across the balance beam. Front aerial into her wolf jump. just the dismount so far. A beautiful routine. And sticks the landing. Michigan State not going to come out on top as a team tonight, but they have so much to be proud of. Bailey Garcia, that was an outstanding beam routine.
And Luisa Blanco gets that 9.925 she needed. She will capture the all-around title. Alabama will win the meet over number 12 Michigan State here tonight, with Lily Hudson, the final athlete for both teams here this evening, to put the punctuation mark on the night in Tuscaloosa, finishing things on the floor in front of this Bama crowd.
And this is the fun part for Lily. She just gets to go out there and have fun. No nerves, just her performing. A little bit of balance check there. More like a floor check, out of bounds.
Now what a start for the Crimson Tide. Leading after every rotation, and now just soaking in the moment here with Lily Hudson, the sophomore from just south of Jacksonville, Florida, and last year's newcomer of the year for Alabama. Now performing like a veteran.
And a stuck 2.5 twist. Final pass here, round off back handspring, double tuck. Nails it, no movement. Just some trouble on that first pass, but gets it right back and sticks. Second and third pass. Really nice job for Lily, and head coach Ashley Johnston has got to be so proud of her team tonight and what they've accomplished.
Her first meet as a head coach at her alma mater, where she was an All-America, a two-time national champion. Her squad leads after every rotation, and they get the win in the season opener. Unbeaten here in Tuscaloosa a year ago, and winning on opening night at Coleman Coliseum this year as well. Alabama, 7th in the nation as last year ended, ranked number 7 to begin this season, and a terrific start for the Crimson Tide here tonight in Tuscaloosa. In Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with the 7th-ranked Crimson Tide knocking off number 12 Michigan State here in the season opener for both squads, as Alabama led after every rotation, and a very demonstrative performance for the Crimson Tide on their home floor here this evening. Once again, Steve Schlanger, Bridget Sloan, glad to have you with us on opening night for NCAA gymnastics. And what stuck out the most to you, Bridget, about the way the evening played out down at Coleman Coliseum?
I mean, both teams had great performances, and both teams had performances that they can go back and work on. Neither team is supposed to be perfect right now. I think Michigan State showcased a lot of great floor routines, bar routines, maybe a little bit of work on those handstands when they get back in the gym, but overall, I think both teams should be extremely proud of what they've accomplished tonight.
And that certainly means Luisa Blanco, who helped win the meet for Alabama. She won the all-around here this evening as well. Luisa, what are you most proud of in the way you performed here tonight?
I'm just proud that, you know, even though I'm a senior, it's taken me a long time to work on my response, and just having Ashley every day in the gym enforcing that and really just keeping the positive energy. I could see that translate into competition, and even though it wasn't perfect, it was okay, and I got to move on from it, and I think that's why we had such a great meet as a team.
And Luisa, you are a senior. I cannot believe that you are a senior, and tonight you just performed outstandingly.
Thank you.
Starting
so much.
on vault. The way you perform, it just amazes me.
Thank you.
Take us through how you're so elegant yet so fierce all at the same time.
Honestly, it's just breathing. There's a lot of outside noise, but just looking at my teammates, they ground me so much in what I do and in my coaches, and trusting that the reps are there, you know? We work on this every day, and I am a senior, and as my career is coming to a close, I just want to soak it all in.
Now you go on the road, a tough meet in the SEC next week at Arkansas. What do you look forward to in that meet as you try to keep the record perfect?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward. It's the second meet of the season, first away meet, and just meeting the moment with everything that it has, good, bad, taking it all in and focusing on my training and putting out a good outcome for this team.
Luisa, congratulations and thanks very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Luisa Blanco finishing on the floor with a 9.925. Alabama gets the victory over Michigan State. Blanco the win in the all-around. And Ashley Johnston in her first meet, in her first head coaching job back here at her alma mater, gets the victory in very convincing fashion here tonight over this Spartan squad. And Bridget, your final thoughts on the night?
It was a great night of gymnastics, and I cannot wait for the season. Again, both teams have some things to work on, but both teams should be so proud of what they've been able to accomplish tonight. And Alabama getting the win, brand new coaching staff, this is huge for them.
And also for Michigan State, their highest ever score in a season opening meet. So a lot to be proud of for the Spartans from the Big Ten as well. So that'll close things out for us from Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The season up and running here, and the Alabama Crimson Tide picking up where they left off last year and getting the victory over Michigan State here tonight. And now for Bridget Sloan and our entire crew, I'm Steve Schlanger. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and good night from Tuscaloosa.